Hello, today in this video we're going to share some tips on how to build this bed. But before we get started, we have a couple things to keep in mind. A second person can be helpful, and just make sure everything's facing the right way when you're putting it together, and you'll do great. So let's get into it.
Just a quick disclaimer, these tips don't cover every step, so make sure you follow the instructions and complete all the steps in order.
On step 1, we have pieces 1, 3, 4, and 11. And on this step, we just need to make sure that you have 3 and 4 on the right side, because the holes won't line up if they're on the opposite side. So you just need to make sure that all 4 bolts can go in, these 2 back here into the headboard, and then these 2 here in the holes on the side. And then if it's lined up right, these 2 holes here should be facing up. All right, once all the bolts are in, we're good to move on. In step 5, we'll be attaching these side pieces to the piece that we put together before. And the thing to make sure of on this step is just that these rubber tabs are facing this way. And then when we're putting this in, it only goes in halfway to the first hole. Then you can put in the nut, and then you can put in the bolt on the other side. And then take both of your Allen keys and then tighten it up like this. Then do the other side, and then we're good to move on. On step 7, we have pieces 13, 14, and 2 of 18. And the main thing to watch out for on this step is that on piece 14, this little notch here is facing this way, while this piece is facing this way. Then you can attach it with the bolt. And then on the piece 13, it just goes on the side like this. All right, there we go. Now we can move on. In steps 18 through 21, we'll be putting the metal slats along the bed. And to do that, first thing you need to do is insert one end into one side completely. And on the other side, insert it far enough so that it lines up with the little peg and the hole in the piece. All right, make sure that both sides are in, and then put in the little rubber stopper. And you can do the rest, and you're good to go. In step 23, we're going to be attaching the canopy bars. So let's go ahead and do that with the tall one first, up here in front. So go ahead and have a second person help you lift it up, and then lower it down onto the piece. And then go ahead and secure it with the bolts. And then we can move on to the back one. And then secure with the bolts. All right, there we go. Now we can move on. On step 25, we'll be attaching the crossbars. So let's go ahead and do that. And when you're doing it, just make sure these screws are facing up. So go ahead and line them up with the holes up here and put in the bolt. And same thing again, these 2 bolts up. All right, there we go, we're done. All right, there we have it. We hope this video was helpful for you. For more tips, tricks, and guides, go to walkeredison.com.